right, welcome in the Daily Fix as it is a bye week, but that don't mean we still ain't going to get it in right here on the Daily Fix. We appreciate you joining us. I am your host, Ron Hughley. Big game tonight. Let's go Royals. Bobby Witt, you could join the party. Vinny as well. I'm your host, Ron Hughley, right there in that little box with that insane, beautiful smile. And folks, that's no Visalign. That's none of that. I don't think Steve's ever had braces.
I
That's
actually
just
need
what
braces. I've just been putting it off for years.
you don't need braces, Steve.
I have a slight crossbite that my dentist takes a shot at me every time I go see him about how bad I need braces.
Do it. Let's see it. Do it. Let me see it.
You can't really see it on here. I think it's a little box.
That's that. See, if it was that bad, you would need like if it was that bad, we'd be able to easily see it. I think you're just wasting money. So I would say we're a couple of guys who've never gotten braces, and I feel pretty good about mine. Not as good as yours, but I feel pretty good about mine. But that's Steve in a little box. Please continue to support as we're trying to hit that 500 milestone on Foolish Club Media. By the way, first, however you're taking us in, if you're listening to us on Twitter, we appreciate you and thank you for riding with us. Hopefully, each and every morning, tell some friends. If you listen to us on YouTube, please continue, and we are thankful of you listening there as well. By the way, head to our Foolish Club Media channel on YouTube, and please like and subscribe. Send others to like and subscribe. As I said, we're trying to hit that 500 milestone. Please do that, and remember, if you do not, you are preventing my children from eating, all three of them from eating. So we appreciate you for doing that for us. Ain't gonna hold you long as always. I feel bad for this young man. She didn't have to do this to him. We'll discuss that here in a bit. And um, I am really, really, really not a fan of Aaron Rodgers. And everything that has happened all day yesterday, it is all because of him. And I cannot wait to talk about that. But let's start here, and that is with the latest with Rashee Rice. And I think this is good news. I guess it is. It is good news, but it is interesting news. All right, Jordan Schultz reported this. Our friend Pete Sweeney also had some words here as well. But I want you to listen because Steve, this is important. You got to listen to the words people say. You got to read this thing specifically and listen to the words that they say. Sources say Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice underwent a successful LCL surgery today. By the way, Steve, honest, I had not heard of the LCL until this came out. I had thought it was the ACL. I had thought it was the MCL, and I had heard of the PCL. I remember that Willis McGahee tore all of those. I did not know there was a fourth one lurking in the LCL. So this is the first time I've experienced the old LCL. Apparently, it helps you be able to push off. Anyway, LCL surgery with Dr. Cooper, and will miss the remainder of the regular season. A full recovery is expected. There was also repair done to Rice's hamstring tendon, and I am told there was no structural damage or tears to the ACL or meniscus and no long-term concerns. This is the best case scenario. Well, the best case scenario is nothing had happened and he'd be on the field. But this is pretty good from what it looked like and what it was sounding like. They had feared that he tore his ACL. By the way, this is the first time I've ever heard multiple reports of I fear there's a torn ACL, and there actually wasn't a torn ACL, Steve. So this is the first time Rashee Rice breaking and bucking the trends. But when I say you got to listen in particular, that he will miss the remainder of the regular season, Steve, they're going to try to give this a go. Like they're trying to leave the door open. Pete Sweeney said they'll have a clearer picture in December on what they're going to do. They're going to try to leave this thing open. And I just think you don't need to rush this thing, man. Close the door. There's a part of me that's thinking we ain't going to see this dude for another year and a half because he's going to probably miss maybe half of the next season when his off the field stuff comes to roost. But there is a thought, boy. If they are in an AFC championship game or a Super Bowl and you can add Rashee Rice, even if he's 85%, woo, that is sexy. But I think they should play this safe. But clearly, Steve, the wording of out for the remainder of the regular season, I don't think is just, oh, they just happen to throw that in. I think that means that they are not closing the door on his season.
Well, and we know this about the Chiefs now. They're a postseason team, not a regular season team. Like, they will sleepwalk through the regular season. And so they're like, oh, we're good enough on defense. We can get enough out of Mahomes and the skill position players that we have to make it through our regular season. And then if he's available in the playoffs, I think Rashee Rice is he's an incredibly easy player to just drop right back into the offense and create the mismatches that they want.
Depending on what they do, if they go after somebody, which I think they must do. Listen, the reports are this is a 4-month injury recovery. It's October, November, December. That's January. And if this is anything like Vinny Pascantino, who has somehow turned an 8-week injury into 4, you never know. You never know. They're going to try to push this, and he is going to try to push this. So, listen, he's going to miss the regular season, but there is a serious deal, Steve, where in December or January, Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice are returning to the lineup. That is a serious potential to happen to the Chiefs offense. All right. Yesterday, the Jets fired Robert Saleh. I thought Marcus Spears had the greatest line. They fired the least important person in the entire building yesterday, and they moved on. And that is a real sorry about that, Robert Saleh. I don't know that you're not more important than long snappers or guys on the practice squad, but in terms of the people who perceive to have power, you weren't that important. And listen, his defense, since he's been there, have been top 5 in so many important categories. They gave up 6 second-half points to the Vikings, and their offense and their all-world quarterback turned the ball over 3 times and got stopped on multiple 4th downs and weren't able to score enough points as you lost by 6 in that game, and then you somehow lost to the Denver Broncos 10-9 at home. Offense clearly was a problem. And this is all done because of Aaron Rodgers. Now, I'm not going to let Robert Saleh off the hook because Robert Saleh, you clearly agreed to be punked, right? Now, I don't know how much you could have just moved on, but you agreed to have Aaron Rodgers come in here and punk you. The first motion of punking is when you allowed Nathaniel Hackett to be your offensive coordinator. You allowed that to walk, then you had no power. You got your ball stripped from you right then and there when Paul Hackett's kid was able to come in off of that awful job with the Denver Broncos. And now Aaron Rodgers, as I said, some form or fashion, if he plays better, Robert Saleh still has a job because, hell, they're playing for first place on Monday night. But because his offense they scored 9 points against Denver. Like, get out of here, man, with this thing, dude. Clearly, they lost 10-9 to Denver.
Denver's defense has been really good.
Stop. Get out of here. They couldn't get a 4th field goal. Come on, man. You got to mix in a touchdown somewhere. Hell, the Raiders scored 15. Listen, this is all Aaron Rodgers. He's a terrible teammate. He is. Like, they thought they were going to be able to pull off what Peyton and Tom Brady did going to Denver and Tampa, except Peyton and Tom Brady are actually good leaders, and Peyton and Tom Brady actually cared about winning and wanting to make a good impression and set a tone for their team. They didn't plan trips to Egypt during mandatory mini camps. They didn't float around lies like they're 40 and going to recover and return into the season with a torn Achilles like they're Jerry Rice. No. This guy's full of it. He wouldn't even give Robert Saleh a hug when they scored that touchdown against New England, and it was the best moment that Robert has had possibly in his entire time there. And he had to put his hands in front of him to stop him from giving him a hug. This is all Aaron, and the Jets are going to blow up with Aaron and Nathaniel Hackett. How the hell's Nathaniel Hackett keeping a job around here? Why? Because he's Aaron's boy.
It's strictly because of Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers wants to be in control, and he knows he can push Nathaniel Hackett around, and so he was forced down Robert Saleh's throat. Like, the Jets are just a poorly run organization with bad ownership, and it's hard to overcome that when it's this bad, and now you're tied to Aaron Rodgers, and this whole thing was built around like 2 years of Rodgers, and you're in year number 2, and you don't look like you're a competitive football team.
Boy, I hope Robert Saleh does a tell-all somewhere and to talk about how much he, actually, who I want to do a tell-all? I want Robert Saleh's wife to do a tell-all. I bet she can't stand Aaron's ass. I bet she sits up at night all the time talking trash about Aaron Rodgers. Whoever Miss Saleh is, I would like for you to come out. You join this one. You want to join? Come to Foolish Club Media and tell your story right here, Miss Robert Saleh. Because maybe he don't want to, but I know you have talked some trash about Aaron Rodgers. All right. It's been a couple of days, and I feel bad. I really feel bad for Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy, I thought, had a very impactful game, although his numbers don't always show it. He scored a touchdown, added, some receiving yards, some rushing yards, drew a huge penalty that set him up for more points. He had a pretty good game. Got his touchdown run, and handed his ball to his mom, who decided to wear one of the shortest denim miniskirts known to man, and that everybody could see action. I know multiple people rose deep, and I'm sure that young 7-year-old who walked up to try to get the ball from Xavier Worthy saw a full whole action of her ass in panties. And I know it did, and I know it was people up the aisles who was looking at it. I rewatched it multiple times, Steve, and I saw no less than 4 eyes go south as soon as she went and bent over to grab the ball. And then even worse, I look up and I see the folks on Twitter, on social media, talking about Nikki. That's her name. Talking about Nikki and talking about the gruesome, disgusting, ungentleman-like things that they would do to Nikki, Xavier Worthy's mother. And I just want to say, Xavier, I did not take any part into it. I read all of it. I did not take any part of it. There were things like, hey, Xavier, I'd love to be your stepdaddy right now. There were things even more vulgar than that. Hey, I know exactly what to do with that miniskirt. I just want to say, Nikki, we've got to go leggings. We got to go leggings into the jersey. I know it was your birthday, but I mean, good Lord. Hopefully Xavier is not checking any of his social media and seeing all of the disgusting things. But if I'm him, Mom, we got to go leggings. We got to go get a box. We got to do something. You can't show everybody your ass. I just don't know what made her get up and say mini skirt with the jersey. That's what I'm doing tonight. Put some leggings on and some J's and call it a day.
First off, Xavier Worthy's mother can wear whatever she wants, and he's been dealing with this his entire life. As a world-class athlete, you think that this is new to him? I think he knows how to handle it, and he'll be fine. Like, he knows his mother is a very attractive woman.
Just because it's not new to him doesn't mean it don't hit the same. All right, this is new. All right, his mom ain't never looked like this on Monday Night Football with Troy Aikman and Joe Buck on the call in front of the world. Not like that. Not like that. No. So this is completely different, and we got to have a conversation about attire, Mom. All right, you wear whatever you want to wear about this thing, but I'm coming on here. That skirt, you did not have to wear a little ass skirt. There are some perfectly good leggings. If you want to show other parts of your body, you want to show your little peach, you want to show your little pear, whatever it is, you could have worn some leggings. But you ain't got to do this for me. I'm just saying, go rewatch it, Steve. Look at the people behind him and see how many people's eyes, I kid you not, look like this and then do this. I saw a guy. I promise. I saw a gentleman lean over, and there was a 10-year-old. He did it too. That was the first kid I saw who went and looked and grabbed Sal. Come on, man. Come on, Nikki. Appreciate you, lovely lady. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Hopefully you went to 18th and Vine or did something or went to the ep. I'm not sure where you went. She's 39, by the way, so she's a year younger than me. But like, hey, let's chill it in. Let's reel it in. Hi, Mom and Courtney.